Hey guys, my name is Jason, and I am here to show you some nice tips and things for your garden and for your kitchen. Some of you may have seen my website, jmsgarden.com. There we are kind of devoted to giving you the best tips for your garden and your kitchen, as I said. A little background on myself. First of all, I do apologize about the type of video this is. I do not have a very good recording device, so I just made this in Windows Movie Maker real quick, but this will do for now. A little background on myself. I graduated from culinary school in May of 2008, and I've pretty much been a professional chef ever since then. I've been working in a lot of different restaurants in my hometown here, a lot of different things. So as far as the food goes, I pretty much got that nailed down good. I obviously learn new things every single day, and that's kind of why I want to do this and help you guys out and share it as much as I can to spice up your dinner at home or parties, whatever. Along with being a chef, one of the ultimate rules when you're a chef is that you always need to know where your food comes from. And that's why I got into gardening, because then I always know that the food that I'm cooking came from something that I grew myself. So with that said, I'm going to talk today about one of my biggest things here, and that would be compost. Now, a lot of people have so many different things to say about compost. Ray is a very, very big person for me to learn things from, so I've taken a lot of the things that he's given out to people here on YouTube and implemented them. I kind of like his style with things where he just basically does what he wants and doesn't pay attention to what people say you need to do. I was just actually going through his old videos this morning, and I watched one about compost where he said everybody was freaking out saying that you have to have this much brown in your compost, this much green in your compost, and he's like, you know what, forget that, and he did just a pile of grass clippings. And that's kind of how I am. I take advice from people, and I listen to them say, yes, you can do this, no, you can't do that, but then I take it and I do it for myself in my way and figure it out my way. So compost, as I said, is a big thing. Now, you can always go to your hardware stores and buy it. I think here it was like $3.99 for a 40-pound bag of leaf and straw or mushroom compost or manure compost. You can get different ones. Mushroom compost, if you're going to go that way, if you're going to purchase it from a store, mushroom compost is one of my favorites because it's got so much more fungus bacteria in it than leaf and straw compost. Now, if you can make it at home, I completely 100% suggest that you do. Right now, behind me in my office, I have a closet, and I have some worm compost going on. It's the end of January. Today it's probably about 5 below here in Iowa, and I have compost cooking in my office closet. Now, basically, for anybody that's new, compost is organic matter breaking down, basically turning into dirt. It doesn't literally turn into dirt, but it decomposes, and what it breaks down into is the best food for your plants. Obviously, there's all this big scare lately about organic versus inorganic, Miracle Grow. That stuff can hurt your plants more than it can help them, stuff like that. So let's say you are just a simple person, first time going out, you want to know how to make compost. What you can do is, if you have a yard, go out and mow your grass. save all the grass clippings. Just like I said about Ray's video earlier, pile it up. You're going to want to toss the pile once a week or so and spray it down with the hose. It's got to have moisture, it's got to have oxygen. After about 30 to 45 days, if you toss it every week, do everything right, you're going to have compost. Then all you do is mix it in with your soil or lay it on top of your soil to feed your plants. You can make compost tea with it, which I'll get to in another video. And like I said, there's so many different ways to make it. You know, when I started the worm compost in my office, what I decided to do was I took and I layered about 2 inches of dirt, and then I did a layer of kitchen scraps, and then a layer of shredded paper that I save, and then a layer of crumbled up leaves that I save, and then another layer of dirt. And that kind of gives not only the compost, the decomposition factor, but it gives the worms in there plenty of things to eat and plenty of things to go through. So, like I said, compost is just the best thing for your plants, period. You can do it out of leaves, you can do it out of straw. You kind of want to watch and not use hay too much because there's a lot of seeds in hay for weeds and stuff like that. But sometimes it doesn't matter because your compost will get hot enough to where it kills seeds. All your scraps from your garden, like I said, all your kitchen scraps, basically the rule of thumb is you don't want to put anything in there that's man-made or that is meat. Some people actually do make compost out of like fish parts. I've never tried it, I've never used it, so I don't know how it works, but they say that if you're going to do that, you need to up your carbon amount that's in the compost. So you want to add like 5 times as much shredded paper or shredded cardboard as there is fish parts or stuff like that. Like I said, I wouldn't necessarily recommend that unless you do a lot of research into it and know exactly what you're doing, because it can really turn out bad for your plants. So yeah, like I said, anything that's not really man-made or not meat. So like in my fridge right now, I have red cabbage that we feed our dwarf hamster that my daughter has. Now, once that starts going bad, I'll throw that into my worm compost. You know, if you make a salad at home and you have a leftover bag of salad mix that you don't use for a week or so, throw that into your compost. During the winter time, if you live in a colder place like I do here in Iowa, all that we do is either do the worm compost in a closet somewhere where it won't really stink as much, or we just take all of our scraps and put them in gallon-sized Ziploc bags and freeze them until springtime. So it's really easy, and like I said, it's a great thing to do. It's a lot of fun, especially for kids. My daughter loves saving kitchen scraps and going outside and throwing them in the compost pile during the summertime. And you can put anything in there as far as green matter goes. So the next video that I'm going to do is going to be about compost tea. And that's also a very fun little project here that I learned how to do from Ray. So I'm going to be telling you how I do it. And I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.